Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Human Rights Commission meeting. Today is Monday, February the 12th at 5:30 p.m., and I'm calling this meeting to order. We're going to start with a flag salute. So if we can all stand to salute the flag. We're going to say the Pledge of Allegiance. Please join me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may take your seats. Jay, let's start by doing roll call, please.
Commissioner Flood,
Present.
Commissioner Cleary,
Present.
Commissioner Rinke, Commissioner Horn,
Present.
Commissioner Greer,
Present.
Commissioner Rimas,
Present.
Vice Chair Vignolo,
Present.
Chair Loyola,
Present.
Student Representative Hanner.
Present.
We have a quorum.
Thank you, Jay. Our next item on the agenda is the acceptance of the agenda. So I turn to our commissioners. Do we have a motion to accept the agenda?
I'll move to accept the agenda as written.
We have a motion by Commissioner Vignolo. Do I have a second?
I second that.
Commissioner Flood. Any comments? Discussion? So the agenda passes and has been accepted. Next in the agenda is item number 5, which is a time for public comments. Do we have any public comments, Jay? Okay. So let us begin with the program. And I would like to welcome Mayor Bernstein, who wants to say a few remarks.
Thank you. I am Jeffrey Bernstein, and on behalf of myself and the entire City Council, Mayor Pro Tem Rhonda Hart, Councilmember Christy Holstage, Councilmember Lisa Middleton, Councilmember Grace Garner, I want to welcome everyone to the 2024 Human Rights Commission's Community Service Awards, promoting universal human rights close to home. We live in an era where it's all too often the importance of community service is overlooked, and we live in an era where doing your part is not always acknowledged. So I'm very proud to be in a city where the Human Rights Commission plays such an important role. And first I want to thank the commissioners. You volunteered your time, your expertise, your brains, and your hearts to make this community a better place. We see how so many events in our town could not function without volunteers, and I believe that you as volunteers and as commissioners do so much to help our city function, so thank you all. I want to talk about, yes. And this is sort of a very emotional seeing a lot of people who have given back to our city, and I believe very strongly that the greater good of the world is due in large part to seemingly unhistoric acts of regular people. But there's a ripple effect, and each effort that the awardees have done has had that ripple effect. Whether it touches on an individual, a sector of our community, or an entire cultural segment, that ripple reaches far. And the world is a better place because of the work you have done, and you most likely don't know how far that ripple has spread. And I thank you, the honorees, whether it's using your own resources to save open space for future generations, or understanding the importance of being an ally, or providing a space to celebrate cultural pride, or preserving the history of the LGBT community in our valley, dedicating your life to religion and the community that builds, or giving your most valuable asset, your time, to help countless organizations, using your voice to advocate and counsel others, living your life that knowing that true success lies not in what you earn, but what you give, for the encouraging the world to be nice. The work you have done has and will spread far. I thank you all because your work has made our city and our community and our world a better place. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Today's meeting is a good opportunity for our community in all of our diversity to come together and support each other based on the values that drive all of what we do during the year to respect the rights, differences, and dignity of others. Thank you all for being with us. Please welcome our distinguished guests, Mayor Jeffrey Bernstein, Mayor Pro Tem Rhonda Hart, Council members Christy Holstege, Lisa Middleton, and we had Grace Gardner, but she's not in attendance. She's here. Where she is? There she is. Grace, good to see you. It's wonderful to see you. And other city staff present. Our commissioners present here today include Vice Chair David Vignolo, Beverly Greer, Commissioner Rinke is absent. She couldn't make it today. Commissioner Glenn Flood, Commissioner Michael M.J. Horn, Commissioner Bobby T. Rimas, Commissioner Oliver Cleary, and our student representative, the fantastic Lily Hanner. Thank you all for being with us. And we also welcome our city staff colleagues. Unfortunately, Annie Fonseca couldn't be here with us. Oh, is Annie here? She's not. But we do have our Director of Community and Economic Development, Jay Varada, who is our commission staff liaison. So thank you, Jay, for being with us. And we're going to move on to the awards presentation, just like that. Okay, let me make sure that I've got my documents ready. And I'm going to make a swift move over there. It'll take me just 1 second. Is this on? Yep. All right. Thank you. So we're going to do the awards presentation, and our first awardee tonight is Brad Prescott. And to help us present today's first honoree, we have our Commissioner Beverly Greer.
Let me make sure of that. There we go. Good evening, everybody. First thing, thank you, Hugo, and thank you to all the City Council for being here and the kind words from the Mayor. It's my pleasure to go first, which is really a nice thing. This is a particular award that is given to Brad Prescott basically for his donation of the open land of Mesquite Golf Club to the Oswich Land Trust. Now, I don't know how many of you know that central part of Palm Springs, but it has been a golf course for many, many years, and has now gone back to nature, which is kind of a great thing. The Oswich Trust trying to turn that into a preserve with educational facilities, naturalist facilities, maybe a memorial forest, but basically access to all of the native plants that we have in our area, and a nice flat area that will be open to access to the whole public, which is a really important thing in terms of health and human rights, because so many places in our city are not accessible for people that are perhaps not as able-bodied as others, people that are older, maybe little kids. For example, we have lots of hiking trails, but I don't know how many of you have gone up on, say, the Lichen Trail. It's getting up there is no mean feat, you know? And those of us that need a little extra help, this kind of thing is wonderful to be able to expose people to basically all of the natural plants and natural forest and natural fauna that we have in our area. So it's very exciting. You know, there was a study in 2019 that was done that said that people that spend 2 hours outside per week report more positive health in their overall health and well-being compared to those that don't. I mean, that's an incredible thing. But as we know, many people face barriers to be able to get outside. You know, there are limited options, financial obstacles. We know lots of trails here, but you have to pay to go on them, and lack of green space so that are not available to the community on an equal basis. So this is a really great step in the right direction in helping Palm Springs to become the open and equitable area that we know it to be and that we want it to be. So it's my great pleasure to please welcome Brad Prescott, and please come up and accept your award.
Welcome.
Well, you're welcome. Please feel free to
I'm going to say just,
say exactly the same thing.
I'm going to probably do that, dear. All right. Did I just speak into this?
Yes.
Good evening, everyone. I just personally want to thank all the recipients here tonight. Oh, okay, shows you how experienced I am. Okay, there we are. I first want to thank all the recipients here tonight for the contributions they have made to the city of Palm Springs. This award means a lot to me. In that I've been recognized and other recipients have been recognized and appreciated for their efforts. Thank you, the Human Rights Commission, for recognizing this. I'm excited about the Prescott Preserve. You've heard the saying, build it and they will come. I say, create it and they will come. And the animals have certainly done that. The beautiful birds, the turtles, the squirrels, all seem to appreciate Prescott Preserve, and they don't seem to care what it looks like right now. At least I haven't heard any complaints. And also the humans seem to like it too, but they complain more. Let's see here. Unfortunately, there is a lawsuit right now that many of you know about against the Oswett Land Trust. And we cannot plant, we cannot improve the property while this lawsuit is going on. This is very unfortunate. But once this suit is settled, we have a great plan to re-landscape the whole place. And as Beverly said, it is accessible to everybody. It's one level, and it's going to be fantastic for not only the community, but for vacationers also. I also just want to thank again the Human Rights Commission for doing this award to all the recipients here. And this is something I will always treasure. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Next, please. Okay, so next in the agenda, our next recipient is none other than Dee Dee Wilson-Barton. And this award is going to be presented by Commissioner Glenn Flood.
Thank you very much, and welcome, everyone. Dee Dee Wilson-Barton. Inclusivity and human rights are the core values of this firm. D.D. Wilson Barton has a positive human rights impact in the community, as can be seen with the philanthropic focus on the LGBTQ community, women, children, and education, medical assistance to low-income individuals, people experiencing homelessness, and food insecurity. Over the last 5 years, D.D. Wilson Barton's commitment to the LGBTQ community has included being the top sponsor of the Harvey Milk Diversity Breakfast. Year after year, they are moved and inspired as more than 300 young people are bussed in to learn about Harvey Milk. D.D. Wilson Barton opened a Palm Springs accounting firm in 2007 to bring their expertise in registered domestic partnerships to the LGBTQ community and to serve clients across the United States. D.D. Wilson Barton and their company are committed to having a positive impact on youth. D.D. Wilson Barton has served as chair of the Palm Springs Human Rights Commission and as a board member of the Foundation for Palm Springs Unified School District. Please welcome D.D. Wilson Barton as the recognized Community Service Awardee for 2024.
Oh, Palm Springs. Oh, we're doing a photo. Yes. Heck yeah, I'm here for that. Just take a minute, hold on. And thank you, Aiden, for being here. Future Human Rights Commission and then mayor. It's a trajectory. Thank you to Hugo and thank you to the Human Rights Commission. Thank you. I want you to just think about a couple things with me because this is what I thought about when I heard about this award. Think about kids bringing guns to school. Think about kids having access to guns to take them to school. Think about tunnels under hospitals allowing terrorists to set off bombs. Think about sexual violence. Think about even simple questions like, what kind of name is that? Why do you wear your hair that way? Don't you know that, this is a personal favorite of mine, don't you know that being overweight is bad for your health? Thank you. What about judgments such as, you're too old? You know, old, elderly with a poor memory and diminished faculties? Weak, infirm, incapable? Our unsheltered neighbors, they should just get a job. I refuse to see someone's requested pronoun. I will insist upon using the gender term I think they should be using. You worship where? Insert stereotype here. A pregnant employee, she's not going to be able to do her job. Let's move on to the next candidate. Why should I help them? Nobody helped me when I was in need. That book has ideas in it that I don't like. Let's ban it. Mentally ill people are to blame for everything wrong in our society. Let's cut mental illness funding. Don't get me started on drag queens reading books in libraries. These are just some human rights issues. I want to acknowledge our esteemed City Council, some of whom who have personally and professionally made a difference in my life, my family's life, Grace, Ron, Lisa, Jeffrey, Christy. I want to thank Sid Craig for pushing me to start becoming more active. To my fellow award people, thank God for you and the work that you do. Because we don't get better as a society if people and groups like you don't do your work. We have to remember when we're in despair about what the world is like, and it's, that these other 7 award winners every day are making the world better for all of us. My husband and I founded Barton CPA a long time ago, and as it was said in the introduction, we brought our expertise in registered domestic partnership to Palm Springs, serving the LGBTQ community. We moved to Palm Springs to give our family a safe place to be who they were. Hi, family. Inclusivity and human rights were the core value of our family and the core value of our firm for those we serve as clients and those we employ as our team members. And I want to acknowledge my husband, Greg, because I did sort of start this business with him. I didn't do it alone. And I just want to say a couple things. When Greg and I got the Pride Award a few months ago, we were in the news and a client saw it, and they contacted us and they said, you know what? You people should stick to being CPAs and get your nose out of the gay agenda. You're fired. And, we happily boxed up that person's documents and returned them. But it is a moment where you realize our work is not done. In 2016, when I was the Human Rights Commission chair, I just happened upon them when I was thinking about tonight, the remarks I made at the awards ceremony 7 years ago. And I think they still apply today, so humor me for a minute. I said 7 years ago, I'm proud to live in a city that welcomes everyone. We are women and men, the gender and the non-gender conforming. We are LGBTQIA. We practice different faiths or we practice none at all. We are families. We are couples. We are single. We are in great health, hiking those trails, or we are challenged or limited somewhat in our bodies and our movement. We are fat, we are thin, we have homes. Some of us live subjected to the elements. We are older, we are younger, we are wealthy, we are struggling, we are racially diverse, we are immigrants, we are victims, we are survivors. We are the city of Palm Springs, and we, as a city, practice human rights. So I want to thank you for taking the time today to honor us and to honor human rights in Palm Springs. Remember, if you're in this room, your work is not done.
Thank you, Didi, for those remarks, and congratulations on that very well-deserved award. Next on the agenda, we have the Coachella Valley Filipino Festival. This award will be presented by our Commissioner, Bobby T. Rimas.
Good evening, everybody. The inaugural Coachella Valley Filipino Festival took place in Palm Springs Cultural Center on October 8th, 2023, and was attended by thousands of residents and visitors from throughout Southern California. The Human Rights Commission recognizes all festival organizers for their dedication and tireless efforts with bringing incredible events to the Coachella Valley. Their vision for the Filipino Film Festival was not only celebrated with rich cultural heritage from the Filipino community, but also promoted cross-cultural understanding, tolerance, and appreciation. A variety of organizations, including Bayanihan Desert National Alliance of Filipino Americans, the Asian American Labor Alliance, and the Asian Pacific Islander American Public Affairs Association, all came together to collaborate in the true spirit of human rights. for their tireless efforts in creating a welcoming and inclusive environment where people from all parts of the Coachella Valley could experience the best aspects of Filipino culture. The Human Rights Commission honors all the individuals and organizations associated with last year's Coachella Valley Film Festival with a 2023-2024 Community Service Award. Can I please have the representatives come up from the Coachella Valley Filipino Film Festival?
Good evening, everyone. Sorry, I'm gonna wait for my notes because, memory. All right. So, our Coachella Valley Filipino Festival Organizing Committee is honored to accept the Community Service Award from the Human Rights Commission. We are very encouraged by the enthusiastic support received from all of the organizations who generously sponsored our first festival, as well as the outpouring of love from the community who came from far and wide to be part of our event. And we are thrilled to share that planning for our second Coachella Valley Filipino Festival is currently underway and is planned for Sunday, October 27th of 2024. So we hope you make time to visit with us and bring your appetites. Organizing a successful event of this magnitude with this caliber of production value while maintaining the highest level of professional composure requires superhuman organization, diplomacy, patience, reliability, follow-up, follow-through, and above all else, integrity. It is appropriate that CVFF recognizes Ms. Lauren Wolfer, as we owe her a huge debt of gratitude, as well as to the Palm Springs Cultural Center, who believed in our vision from the beginning. And Lauren was instrumental in transforming CVFF from an abstract idea to a living and breathing cultural celebration, which will continue to grow and evolve as it returns each year. On a personal note, being part of CVFF gave me a chance to lift up something that I feel every day: immense pride in my Filipino-American identity and love for my beautiful people. We dedicate this award to our elders who for too long haven't felt seen or included or valued. And this event will always be centered in the youngest members of our community who should be doing their homework tonight, but who will be standing where I'm standing in a few years. This is an event that they can look forward to sharing and celebrating with all of their loved ones. And I'll yield the floor to Lauren Wolfer, who would like to share a few words.
Thank you. I just want to say that this was such a labor of love, and we have so much love for this community. So thank you. This is an honor and a privilege for both of us to do this work, and we thank the Human Rights Commission for this recognition, which is by extension a recognition of the Filipino-American community who believed in us and supported us and made all this work so beautiful and so meaningful. So we dedicate this honor to the community. Thank you again, everyone. Thank you.
Okay, so moving on with the agenda, and I'm going to need my glasses for this. Yes, I'm getting there with everyone else in this community. So our next awardee is none other than the LGBTQ plus History and Archives of the Desert. This award was to be presented by our Commissioner Carlo Rinke, who unfortunately could not be with us tonight. So I'll be very honored to do the introduction for this award. The LGBTQ plus History and Archives of the Desert is a community-based archive that documents, collects, preserves, and makes accessible the history of LGBTQ plus individuals, businesses, organizations, and events centered in Palm Springs and the Coachella Valley. Their vision is to focus on documenting and preserving the history of the LGBTQ+ community of the greater Palm Springs area and share that history with individuals, organizations, allies, and the public. It is through greater understanding of the diverse history of our community that we'll be able to fulfill the City of Palm Springs Human Rights Commission's mission to promote and protect the diversity of our community and provide human relations and improve human relations through education and community awareness. One recent example of the work of the LGBTQ+ archives of the desert was a highly successful temporary exhibit held on October the 12th through November the 12th of last year. The exhibit was entitled Out on the Walk. This project was a collaboration with the Palm Springs Walk of the Stars and the City of Palm Springs, and identified and recognized over 60 LGBTQ honorees among the more than 450 stars honoring notable entertainers, humanitarians, civic leaders, architects, artists, authors, athletes, and veterans who have been inducted on the sidewalks throughout downtown and uptown Palm Springs. At the dedication ceremony for the exhibition, which was held again on October the 11th of 2023, National Coming Out Day, the City Council member Rhonda Hart then, and president of Palm Springs now still, noted that, and I quote, LGBTQ+ discrimination thrives in the atmosphere of silence. An exhibition like this tells the world that the City of Palm Springs will not be silent. May I please ask representatives from the archives to come up here and receive the awards.
I'm not used to this. I don't usually talk first. Thank you, David. All right. Well, on behalf of the LGBTQ History and Archives of the Desert, our board, David Gray, and myself, we'd like to thank you for this award. We were surprised and honored to learn that we had been nominated and appreciate the recognition of the Human Rights Commission for our work. As the commissioner previously said, our mission is to collect, preserve, and focus on documenting and preserving the history of the LGBTQ+ community of the greater Palm Springs area, and to share it with everyone, to give access and to tell the stories of our organizations, our allies, and to let everyone in the public know our stories. Our organization, founded in 2019 out of concern by several community members that there was no real effort being made to preserve and document our collective history for our community, and that generations beyond us would not know or have access to important resources or know the stories of our LGBT businesses, organizations, and important contributors. So this is what drives us forward. We thank our supporters, our volunteers, and our board for all their time and efforts. This award encourages us and lets us know that we're on the right track and are making a difference in our community.
Thank you, Julie. It has been a labor of love and something that I think hopefully people will appreciate. And we still are collecting. So that's really important. Today, a gentleman drove up to my house and said, I have one copy of a publication from 1995, and I said, it's not in our collection, so we will take it, of course. So those are the kinds of things that help us document what happened here, and without that, sometimes that history gets lost. And in that particular issue of the Bottom Line, it reported that on November 1st of 1995, the Desert Regional Hospital, as it was known then, opened their HIV special care unit, which is no longer operating in that capacity anymore, but it did and was very important for people who were suffering from HIV and AIDS in that period of time. So there we have documentation of knowing exactly when it opened, and that's really important to us. But this isn't just Julie and I. This is an endeavor that included a lot of people, and although I hope you'll bear with me, I want to name their names because I think that's important. So our founding committee, way back in 2019, consisted of Renee Brown, Jack Bunting, Paul Kane, Gary Ewer, Michael Green, Jordan Hammond, Lisa Middleton, raise your hand, Lisa, Candace Nichols, and Deb Pollock. And those are the individuals that are no longer on our current board. And our current board, who have really helped us continue the work that we're doing, obviously, is my co-founder and co-director, Julie. Thank you. I couldn't really do any of this without you. Our secretary, Evan Gray. Evan. Treasurer Bob Machado, and board members Jimmy Bogle, Tom Brown, Councilmember Rhonda Hart, Brad Furr, I know Brad's here, thank you. Denise Goolsby, I saw Denise earlier, I don't know if she's still here. Mark Lecter, Mark's in the back, thank you. David Powell, Maggie Rabel, Ronnie Sanlow, Hector Simpson, and Bill Van Hemert. And a big thank you to all of them. And thank you for recognizing us and continuing the work that we do. And hopefully this year we will have some other things to present as we do our programming and exhibition coming forward. So thanks once again, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. So next in our program, we will be introducing the award to Rabbi Dr. Jules King. And this award will be presented by Commissioner Michael M.J. Horn.
Rabbi Dr. Jules King is founder, senior rabbi, and serves as a spiritual leader and teacher of a faith-based outreach organization. They share the community's joys and sorrows, offering uplifting and enlightening sermons to encourage and inspire. They help the community make informed choices regarding Jewish beliefs and practices, and has been instrumental in comforting the community in solidarity with the Ukraine, and most recently through the tragic October 7th terrorist assault on the people of Israel. Freedom of religion or belief is guaranteed by Article 18 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Article 18 of the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights and the Declaration on the Elimination of All Forms of Intolerance and Discrimination based on religion or belief religion represented by synagogues, churches, or religious communities, it's a significant factor in the protection and promotion of human rights. Rabbi Dr. Jules King received their master's degree in rabbinical studies from AJRCA and their doctorate at the Claremont School of Theology as a participant in the D-Min Spiritual Renewal, Contemplative Practice, and Strategic Leadership Program. They were awarded the Claremont School of Theology Doctor of Ministry Presidential Academic Award for Excellence. Rabbi Dr. Jules King holds various and other degrees and spent many years working in small to large organizations and Fortune 500 companies, serving for the healthcare and mortuary science. He is an accomplished musician, pianist, organist, and vocalist. In the recent past, he sang with the large, nearly 300-voice gay men's chorus of Los Angeles. Most importantly, Rabbi Dr. Jules King brings sincere devotion, dedication, and passion to their rabbinate, and a desire to enhance and improve the lives of those who we interact with to improve the world. Their congregation prides itself in inclusivity, diversity, and a place to call home for interfaith couples and families, unaffiliated, secular, and anyone looking to engage or renew their connection to Judaism. Rabbi Dr. Jules King resides in the greater Palm Springs area. They are the father of 2 children. They are active and busy with work and loves, traveling and enjoying their journey with the fast-growing congregation in the Coachella Valley community. Welcome, Rabbi Dr. Jules King.
It's my honor to be with you. Thank you, Commission, for thinking of me and the work that I do, that we do. It's important to me because as a boy and growing up, I have fought to be included my whole life. I'm a Jew, a proud Jew. I'm a gay man, proud of that. I'm a father of 2. I have a daughter. I have a son, my trans son, Aiden. I think I know a little bit about what it means to be excluded. So doing the work, the holy work of trying to find a place at the table for everyone is my mission, is my calling, is my job. And just because I am the rabbi at a synagogue doesn't exclude anyone. 20% of my congregation identifies as Christian, Catholic, other, LGBTQ+, multicultural, multi-generational, multiracial, doesn't care. I don't care where one comes from, who one is. Everyone should be included. So I'm honored that you recognized me, and thank you to my dear friend Ron DeHart. I know had something to do with this. And being a member of the board of Pride for many years, I've always tried to find my way in many ways through congregational work as well as my own personal work to pay it forward and to include others. Thank you.
Thank you, Rabbi. Congratulations. Next slide, please. Our next award will be presented to Tom Oliver and Matthew Stalker and it'll be presented by our Commissioner and Vice Chair, David Vignolo.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Good evening, everyone. Perhaps there is no other couple in Palm Springs who volunteer more of their time to improving the lives of others than Tom Oliver and Matthew Stalker. Tom and Matthew have volunteered together since they met in 2008. They relocated to Palm Springs from San Francisco in 2015. They actively volunteer, raise funds, and donate to DAP Health, the LGBTQ Community Center of the Desert, the L Fund, AIDS Assistance Program, Palm Springs Preservation Foundation, Palm Springs Pride, the National Center for Lesbian Rights, the Human Rights Campaign, the Emerald Kingdom, the Organized Neighborhoods of Palm Springs, or 1PS, Halloween on Arenas, and Modernism Week. Quite busy. Tom and Matthew are past recipients of the prestigious University of California, Riverside's Chancellor's Award, People Helping People, for their service to the community, and they were community grand marshals in the 2018 PS Pride Parade. They also received the Everyday Heroes Award from DAP Health, which honors ordinary people who make a difference in our community. Tom and Matthew volunteer their time, financial resources, and skills to help make Palm Springs and the world a better place. On a personal note, I first met Tom and Matthew soon after my husband and I retired to Palm Springs in 2018. I saw firsthand how they embrace human rights and human dignity each day. When I volunteered side by side with Tom on both the COVID hotline and the MPOX hotline in 2020 and 2022, respectively. I am proud to call them my dear friends and recognize their ongoing commitment to human rights with this year's Community Service Award. Please welcome Tom Oliver and Matthew Stalker.
Yes, I guess so.
No, Matthew said don't say anything. So we didn't prepare anything, so we just want to say thank you to everybody. Thank you to the council. Thank you to everybody in the community who we have served and who have allowed us to serve. And what do you want to say?
Very much appreciate this.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for all the work that you do. And next on our agenda is our fabulous Tommy Rose. Tommy, where are you? This award will be presented by our Commissioner Oliver Cleary.
Good evening. When Tommy Rose was 18 years old, they marched in Miami against Anita Bryant's campaign to ban gay teachers from schools. 2 years later, they moved to San Francisco, where they participated in the White Night riots and marched in solidarity for the lives of Mayor George Moscone and Harvey Milk. While in San Francisco, they became a member of the Imperial Court of San Francisco and started raising money for various charities. Tommy Rose has produced, directed, hosted, and performed for more fundraisers than they care to remember. For decades, Tommy Rose's volunteerism has focused on LGBTQ youth. They offer help to anyone who needs it. They have volunteered at the USO and as the driver for Soldiers organized services, providing rides to servicemen and women between Palm Springs and 29 Palms. They have delivered and cooked meals through Meals on Wheels, and he has performed in nursing homes and hospices to entertain those with mobility issues. From serving as a youth advocate and counselor, cooking Thanksgiving dinners for youth, providing for homeless children, and serving as a house parent for a 13-bed shelter, Tommy Rose has a heart of gold. We are fortunate to have them. The community is better because of Tommy Rose's volunteerism. Please welcome Tommy Rose, recognized with the Community Service Award for 2024.
I know some of you don't recognize me because I'm in flats. As for having to hold a microphone and talk before an audience, I think I can do that. I came to Palm Springs 23 years ago, and 22 years ago I walked into a new club that opened, and I met the owners. Shortly after that, it was their first big New Year's Eve. They'd only been open about 6 weeks. And the DJ they had, they ended up firing that day. Now, what new club fires your DJ on New Year's Eve of your first big holiday? I called and said, well, the DJ was a friend of mine, and he invited me to play a set. Well, I went and I played a set, and I've never left. 22 years later, I'm still there, and Palm Springs has become my home. Having this award tonight means so much to be recognized by the city that has provided home and shelter for me and my amazing husband, whose support I could not have done any of this without. Thank you to the council for this honor. And the fight for human rights will continue. It's not done. There's a whole lot more to do. I recently competed in a competition at the age of 65. I wanted to be one of the oldest contestants to run for Miss Gay America. Seriously. And I competed at a prelim in Las Vegas for Miss Gay Sin City America. I finished top 5. But they were talking about what is your platform? And this is what I said to the audience then. I've been preaching this for 45 years from my pulpit, which is a stage with an audience. Every year there is a new generation coming up of young performers, since I represent the drag community, and they keep making intonations like, maybe I'm too old, I should get out of the business. It's a whole new world. Well, it is, but the sad part when it comes to human rights is we have made so much progress moving forward, and we have an entire faction of people in this country who are doing everything they can to push us back into the closet, into the dark. So many people that are coming up in the ranks today, our younger generation, were born at a time when they have rights that we, as older LGBT people, LGBTQIAWXYZ, we encompass everybody. If you don't know where you fit in, pick a letter, join our alphabet soup. We welcome everyone. But they don't know what it was like to have to fight for those rights. I started marching at a very young age when I was 17 going on 18, and I learned from the generation before me, and they were my icons and my idols. But the younger generation doesn't understand, sadly, the old adage, history repeats itself. And we are seeing it happen today in politics with people trying to push us aside, to discount us like we are a discardable waste. And that's not the case. We are a viable community. If every LGBTQIA person were to go to the polls today, we could run this country. But we have to do it together. And I tell every young and upcoming performer that keeps telling me, well, you're the old generation, we're the new, we're the future. But here's the question that I pose to every one of you today. How do you know where you're going if you don't know where the hell you came from. Know your history. Know where you came from. Know your people. And support the community that is giving you a home and that is embracing you today. So thank you very much for this honor. It truly means so much. Thank you.
I promised I wasn't going to cry. There's no crying in baseball. Thank you, Tommy. And to close our agenda of our awardees, tonight's final awardee is none other than Willie Ryan. Willie Ryan is a 3-decade resident of Palm Springs. His community work demonstrates their understanding that human rights are relevant to the economic, social, and environmental aspects of corporate activity. Willie has been socially responsible and involved in many aspects of the community in Palm Springs. In the mid-90s, he was a nominee, owned, and operated a 100-seat theater that specialized in Broadway show tunes and gay-themed plays. Currently, Willie is the proud co-owner of 2 of the most successful eateries in Palm Springs. In 2022, after the worst global pandemic, Willie Ryan and one of his business partners opened a fine dining house in Rancho Mirage. 2 of Willie Ryan's favorite words are, "Be nice." They discovered the joy of being nice and giving back in the early 90s when they volunteered their time and donated their construction skills at a special care unit at a Desert Regional Medical Center, working hands-on with HIV patients. Willie Ryan was awarded the Businessman of the Year in the city of Rancho Mirage and the Desert Business Association Business Person of the Year award. Most recently, Willie received an Everyday Hero Award from the Desert AIDS Project. Willie Ryan, along with his business partner, their business partners, has helped raise hundreds of thousands of dollars for charities such as the Desert AIDS Project, the Palm Springs Art Museum, the Center, Loving All Animals, Sanctuary Palm Springs, AIDS Assistance Program, Michael House, ABC Recovery Center, the Braille Institute, and a multitude of small organizations, both for profit and nonprofit, always saying yes when asked to help. One of Willie's annual highlight is the Greater Palm Springs Pride Brunch, where thousands have been raised to support Greater Palm Springs Pride over the years. Willie Ryan and their loving partner are members of the Desert AIDS Project, Partners for Life, and the AIDS Assistance Programs, Jeanette Rockefeller Angel Program, and members of the Center's Ocotillo Club. Unfortunately, Willie couldn't be with us tonight due to work commitments, but on behalf of the Commission, I'm so honored to accept this award on their behalf. And I will personally make sure that they get it, over a couple of martinis, possibly. Thank you very much. All right. My fellow Palm Springs residents, esteemed city officials, dear commissioners, family and friends, and tonight's honorees. As we reach the conclusion of tonight's ceremony, I stand here before you humbled and hopeful. Humbled by the countless acts of courage, compassion, and dedication we've learned about, and hopeful for the future of our vibrant, diverse community. Tonight, we are reminded that the fight for human rights, it's never truly finished. Yet, every act of unity, every step towards understanding inches us closer to a world where respect and dignity are inherent and not earned. In a world that often seeks to divide, Palm Springs stands as a beacon of inclusivity. We are a tapestry woven for countless threads, each unique and vital. And like any tapestry, our strength lies not in uniformity, but in the intricate beauty of our differences. Let us carry in the spirit of this evening and move forward. Let the stories we've heard ignite a fire within us, a fire that compels us to embrace our neighbors, celebrate our individuality, and stand shoulder to shoulder in the pursuit of justice and equality. Remember that the power to shape a better tomorrow lies not just in the hands of few, but in the collective action of each and every one of us. Let us go forth united in purpose and weave a future where every individual not just survives, but rather thrives and flourishes. Thank you, Palm Springs. May we continue to be a city where human rights are not just words, but a living, breathing reality. Thank you and good night. Just adjourn? If we can adjourn? Can we adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Okay, so we're going to adjourn. The commission will adjourn to a regularly scheduled meeting on Monday, 11th, 2024. Thank you. The awardees, if you could come to the stage, we're going to have a group photo.